Hello, welcome. Good morning, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Naranda Brown here, your host, and today I'll be doing my takeaways from the game. Normally, I do them right after the game, but today I decided I'm just gonna do them. Last night I watched the game. I was dissatisfied, as most of you guys were, but I decided, regardless, that I am going to do my takeaway a few hours later, rather let the dust settle before I jump to the conclusion and I come across as being impulsive or too emotionally inclined. All right. So again, first and foremost, thanks to my sponsors, Quicklink Shipping, RS Sports Store, and CSA Shop. You can check out each of them. The link is in the description. If you're new to Halftime TV as well, remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button as well. That way you don't miss a single episode of this fantastic program, Halftime TV. All right, we recently got past the 4,000 subscribers mark. So thank you, the viewers. Thank you, the subscribers. We appreciate all the love and the support that you guys have been plummeting into this that started out as a hobby, really. And now it has grown so big. So we continue to grow from strength to strength. And with you guys here with us, there aren't any boundaries that we can't overcome. All right. So let's get to it, folks. So my first takeaway from the game, I think the Reggae Boys were mentally and physically unprepared. Some may say this is on the coach, some may say it was on the players, but from the onset, we can see that the players they weren't ready for this one. They were lethargic, they were leggy. The United States they had the beating of us for pace. One Anthony Robinson, we could see he was ruining Alvis Powell throughout that first half, and we had Bobby Reed playing full-on defense in that one, just so he could help out. He could help out Alvis Powell. Alvis, he had a horrible game. More often than not, he has a horrible game these days. And I hate coming on here and criticizing players, but he's definitely a weak link in the team. He was one of the weak links in the team last night, and it showed. Anthony Robinson, he had joy from the first minute straight through to the 90th minute, and there was nothing Alvis Powell could do to get even close to him. So again, we were mentally and physically unprepared. We weren't ready to run. The first maybe 30 or 40 minutes, first 10 minutes, the United States, they were off to a blistering fast start. They settled down a bit. Jamaica got into the game, and then after that, after the second wave of US attack came, it was almost as if we couldn't even muster a fight back. All right, so that's my first takeaway. Mentally and physically unprepared. We saw it from the first minute straight through. It was almost as if the players were tuned out, especially come the second half. My second point at the halftime talk doesn't make any sense. Like we talk about it, we talk about it in the game against Serbia, and this was way back early in the year. The halftime talks, whenever the Reggae Boys they play the first half of football, some Picasso stuff, wonderful football. If you're watching as a neutral, you'd be like, okay, yes, this team they have an objective. They want to win something today. And as soon as they go into the changing room and they come back out for the second 45, it's almost as if it's a different team. You're wondering if these are the same persons who were out here for 10, 15 minutes ago, putting on the football and trying to win something. So Theodore Whitmore, I'm not sure what you're saying in the halftime talk or what's happening. Probably some things in the water that the guys are getting at halftime, but halftime talk not working unless it's this halftime talk. All right. So we need to work on that halftime talk. The guys oftentimes they come out a little less motivated after the halftime interval, and I've been taking notice of this for the last maybe 6 or 7 games. So I am not sure what's happening in the changing room, but something isn't right in that regard. Probably we need to just leave them out there to sit in the middle of the field as we used to do in schoolboy football days. But again, let's work on that. Third point up, we're reactive in our approach, yet we're not innovative enough to change it up. What do I mean by that? Now, the team, the Reggae Boys, they usually set up in a reactive manner in that when they go out, regardless of the team they're playing against, they allow the team to have possession. They allow the team to start faster than they do. We usually start on the back foot. Why is that so? Why is that so? And we seldom come from behind to win games. I think of the last 7 games, we've only gotten a result from one of those games that we've gone behind. So again, I think it's something that we definitely need to pay attention to, and we need to address it, because Theodore Whitmore doesn't have the tactical nuance to switch up everything and to change the tactics and everything midway the game and to yield a result. And it has shown. It has shown. It's not me being ultra critical of the team's manager. It has shown is his track record I'm working with. Right? How often has Theodore Whitmore come from behind in a game? How often has he switched it up and yielded a full 3 points for the Reggae Boyz team? Yeah, I thought so. So again, it's either we're going to be proactive in that we're starting on the front foot, or we're going to find someone who is innovative enough to change things whenever we fall behind. Because whenever the team goes behind, it's almost as if we lose the wind from under our sails. Everything, like they're shell shocked. As soon as the Reggae Boyz went behind last night against the United States, there was never a way back. It was almost as if all hopes went through the window. And I know the United States, they haven't lost at home since 1980. Right? They haven't lost at home in the World Cup qualifiers since 1980. So that in and of itself was a tough ask from the Reggae Boyz to win them there. But again, I just didn't see the performance to match it. And I said this last night on the watch along. I said, if we had lost, or if the Reggae Boyz had lost swinging, if it were a game where they came out and they played their hearts out and we saw that they left everything on the field and they lost, I would have been fully satisfied, because these things happen in football. Sometimes you go out there and you play your all, but quite frankly, the next team is just better than you are. It's simple. Like, if they're better than you are, there's nothing you can do. Right? So was this the case last night? I guess we'll never know, because the Reggae Boyz, they didn't play their all. They didn't play their all. I think Kemar Roof, he came in and he gave a good shift. I liked what I saw from him. He was hustling, he was chasing the ball around the pitch, showing a bit of heart, or showing a little bit of desire that was lacking for the second 45. First 45 minutes, Jamaica, we had 3 shots, 1 shot on target. The United States didn't have a shot on target for the first 45 minutes. The second half, everything changed. Jamaica didn't have a single shot on target in the second half. So again, a game of 2 halves, as some may say. Jamaica may consider that they won the first half, although it finished 0-0 for the United States. They clearly deserved to win this one, and I think the results say 2-0, but on the day they outplayed us in every aspect of the field. All right, so moving on, my 4th pointer, the lack of options. We had a depleted squad, as everyone knew prior to this game. Few players, they indicated that they weren't able to make the cut. Few players as well. Overall, the squad was short, right? And when we looked at the Reggae Boyz bench, each team was allowed 5 changes. When we looked at the Reggae Boyz bench, even our bench looked short, or bench looked shabby, as some Jamaicans may say. The United States, they had a full team on the bench, a full team ready to come on. And Greg Berhalter, he wasn't scared to bring those players on. We saw Zardes coming on, we saw Weah coming on. All these guys coming on from the bench who are proper players. Hop coming on as well, more coming on. All these guys, good players, proper players, and they came from the bench. Didn't have anyone to call on really to change the game. Junior Fleming, he came on. Javon East. Did I get the desired impact from any of them? No. I think Roof of the substitutes, Kemar Roof, was the best looking, in my opinion. And we have so much quality players that could have been sitting on that bench last night. But again, the Jamaica Football Federation and the selection process, and I don't know, it seems as if we're going further and further into a hole whenever it comes to talking about the players who should have or could have or would have been in the national setup. So I won't even delve too much into that. But again, last night with 5 changes, I think, although our substitutes, they weren't timely enough, I still think our options on the bench, it didn't look convincing when we're comparing it to what the United States had. And who knows, maybe it may have been a result of, well, not even maybe, it is a result of the JFF and their approach to recruiting and how they go about their business of late. So again, I looked at it. I wasn't impressed with the changes, and I'm well with the substitutes on the bench, and I am of the opinion that that's how Theodore Whitmore felt as well. When he turned around and looked at his players, he was thinking, who on this bench can go out there and get me a result? Your guess is as good as mine, folks. All right. My final pointer, or archaic approach to football. And for those who don't know what archaic means primitive, old-fashioned. All right. We're of the opinion that we have to play rough and we have to be coarse. And those days of football are over, folks. Those days of football are over. So what we're trying to do is to move away from that. And we still have a lot of players in this Reggae Boyz setup who are stuck on that mindset that they have to be rough and they have to be physical all the time. Come on, folks. Come on. We're long past that. And I'm not saying as a defender or as a midfielder, you don't need to be rough, but you don't need to be brainless. You can be rough. You can be physical in some challenges, but it's not a case where you're seen as the guy who is always physical. So, folks, let's focus on the football and not on the rough part of it, because we've been dwelling on that for so long. Where if you're not rough as a Jamaican player, you're not playing football properly. We've gone past that, and we saw that in the game last night. We could have easily received 2 red cards, and I know the commentators, they were begging and they were questioning why Jamaica hadn't received a red card. I'm personally of the opinion that one of those should have been a red card, and had VAR been in operation last night in Texas, then Jamaica would have finished that game with 10 men. You can agree, you can disagree. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. As always, we welcome your feedback. But at the end of the day, Jamaica 0, the United States 2. At the end of last night's game, we're now 10 games away from the rest, really, because I'm pretty sure our fate will be determined long before those 10 games have been completed. So let me know what you guys think. Share your feedback in the comment section. I think it was a disappointing result, but it was also a disappointing performance. Whether or not Theodore Whitmore should face a sack, that's up to the GFF. I oftentimes come out and I say Theodore Whitmore out and Whitmore this and Whitmore that. I think I've done a video on that once, but there's only so much Theodore Whitmore can do. There's only so much he can do, and I'm not here to defend Whitmore. I'm just saying it as it is, because I'm of the opinion I can't think of a single mistake from Theodore Whitmore last night that cost us the game, apart from maybe the halftime talk. All right, but again, folks, we welcome your feedback. Let me know what you guys think. What are your takeaways from the game? Is this the end of the road for Theodore Whitmore? I know he had an ultimatum as well. It was reported that he had an ultimatum going into these 3 games. He has his next game on Sunday, which is against Canada, a Canadian team that is playing better football than the United States. So let's see how that one pans out. But Theodore Whitmore, quite frankly, on borrowed time, in my opinion, because the fans are getting restless. And I'm pretty sure the Jamaica Football Federation is getting restless as well. Thanks for tuning in. Miranda Brown here from Halftime TV. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Until next time, and have yourself a productive day as well. All right, bye-bye. Peace out.